We all are running to look like somebody else. We want to look like somebody else. And I'm sorry, but there are a lot of celebrities who are pushing a lot of newly mothers to lose weight in 2 months and 3 months and get back to that shape that they were in pre-pregnancy. And this excessive cardiovascular exercises, this excessive strength training, when you lose balance in fitness, in any form of fitness, you put a lot of pressure on your cardiorespiratory system. And when the pressure is there on cardiorespiratory system, I think anything can happen. And influencers have this stress of always looking perfect, always looking good, because they will get judged, they'll get comments. Why can't we, stay real? Why? Why we always have to be worried about what people will think of us?
So, hello everyone. This is Apurva Saxena, my yoga mentor, my mentor in life. Welcome to the show. Welcome
Thank you.
to Keep It Real with Khushboo, and you're the first guest on the podcast. So, thank you for being so nice and kind.
Thank you so much, and I'm so glad I get to be the first one for this podcast. Thank you.
So, you are not just a yoga teacher, you are a mentor for a lot of people. And you also take past life regression therapies, you are studying psychology. What made you quit your corporate job? Earlier, you were in PR, you were working with a big brand.
Yeah.
What made you, make this big shift in life and work with energies?
Right. So I think I was always connected with energy since childhood because I used to practice yoga as a hobby with my mother. But the shift that came when I realized when I was working in corporate sector, it was that I could not take that 10 to 9 life schedule and getting ready for work and taking all of that stress for working so hard. And I was working with a PR firm. I was into public relations, and that job was very stressful for me. I think it was not making me very happy. But that 1 hour of yoga that I used to practice every day on the weekends, taking classes on the weekends, and every day early morning, my practice was very, inspiring that I should take a step and take a big leap and quit my job and get into something what I really love doing.
And when did this shift happen? आपको कितना time हो गया in total?
Teaching yoga is I'm teaching yoga since 2009, but the shift which happened after I quit job completely and the complete switch. I used to teach yoga part time, but the complete switch happened in 2000, I think 11. Yes. So that complete switch, before I used to teach only on the weekends or early morning, but that switch was mainly as I was very confused that I am unable to find happiness. I go to my favorite place of work, that brand was amazing. I used to get to wear amazing clothes and it was so good, it was glamorous. But there was something missing. I always felt very low from inside the moment I used to come back home and very tired and exhausted. I used to feel that I don't belong to this field. This is not me. I don't feel that I'm born for this. So I need to quit and just, resign or maybe leave this job ASAP. So that switch happened and I'm glad it did. But it was not easy, from getting a good salary to falling down to no money and almost 500 per month or something like that. But I'm glad that happened.
Yes. So you spoke about finding your happiness. A lot of people are still struggling to find their happiness, even when they are earning a lot of money, they have all the luxuries, but they are not truly happy. What do you think happiness actually is?
So I think happiness has nothing to do with money. People can have as much luxury, as much facilities at home, but the real happiness lies within. And it could be by following your passion, doing something you really enjoy doing. It could give you happiness. I think when we compare our lives with others, when we compare ourselves with others, that becomes a reason for that sadness or that feeling low about ourselves or feeling inadequate. So no matter how rich you are, the grass will always look greener on the other side. So happiness is contentment, which needs a lot of practice
Yeah.
and acceptance of your present situation, which takes again years of practice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the same thing happened with me also, that I was working really well, but I also was seeking something higher than just,
Right,
money and, working in corporate. And
right.
this brings a lot of satisfaction.
Yes, yes, satisfaction. So people run towards money initially, but then they realize that there is something that's lacking and we are unable to sleep peacefully.
Yeah.
There's something that's not making me sleep peacefully. I'm constantly thinking about, I'm procrastinating, I'm, daydreaming all the time, but I want something different. So you need to find what makes you happy in true sense.
Yeah.
And when you do, you need to just take a leap.
And now from happiness, let's go to yoga, because I think yoga brings happiness to everybody.
Everybody.
So what feedback I get from most of my students is that after 1 hour of yoga practice, they feel extremely happy and extremely light.
Hmm.
What what is yoga? What it does to us कि हमें इतनी happiness और खुशी feel होती है योगा के बाद?
Right. So now yoga, according to Instagram, is nowadays practicing only postures.
Yeah.
Like, but actual reason behind this is to inspire people. Like people motivate people by practicing splits or handstands or headstands and post things. It's nothing wrong, but it's just one aspect of the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. And yoga in itself is a very big term. It's such a big umbrella term. We cannot confine it to just postures or just breathing or just dhyan. It's a big umbrella term. And especially I always say that when we start adding meditation with yoga and meditation, that's the most incorrect way of using the terms. So yoga is not just limited to these breathing exercises, asana. It's a very wide lifestyle practice. So yoga starts with unition of not just your mind and body. So the reason your students feel light after 1 hour of class, they stop thinking about everything else and bring connection with their mind and body. And when the connection of mind and body happens, they start feeling relaxed and light, because no other thought dominates their mind, and they actually become mindful of the breath, mindful of the postures, mindful of everything. So yoga is unition meanings jodna, yuj. Yoga has come from the word yuj, which means to unite not just the mind and body, but with advanced practice, with higher practice, with meditation, and with practicing samadhi on a daily basis, we can find a connection with divine. And that happens when you truly surrender in any of your meditation sessions, in any of your advanced meditation sessions. When you truly surrender, you get connected with the divine. Sometimes it's just for a second, sometimes it's just for a minute. And the feeling is so beautiful. The feeling is joyful. You feel bliss and you stay in that state of bliss for a long time. That's how they feel so light and happy. And they feel that a lot of weight of your mind has just let off. It has gone.
Yeah. And इसके साथ साथ there is one more thing. Like people come to me, like there is somebody that you recommended to me that I should take her sessions, and they tell me that I have sleep disorder and I am mentally also not at peace. But इसके साथ साथ ना आई एम ऑल्सो लिटिल ओवरवेट. तो क्या
Okay.
आपके योगा सेशन से मेरा वेट कम होगा? मतलब देयर प्राइमरी फोकस इज कि वो तो सेकेंडरी है, नींद और मन की शांति,
हाँ.
बट क्या वेट रिड्यूस होगा
मन
या
की
नहीं?
शांति.
व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन इट?
So this is a very interesting take which we talk about every day. So मन की शांति नहीं होगी तो वेट कम नहीं होगा. Your happiness is directly related with weight.
Okay.
If you're not happy here, if you're not satisfied here, if you're not calm here, you can never lose weight. This is a fact. Moreover, weight is what you eat, how you sleep, what do you do throughout the day, and not just 1 hour of yoga. 1 hour of yoga will definitely heal you from inside. It will heal your endocrine system. It will balance your hormones. It will balance your mind and body. It will balance all the systems in your body. but it cannot take the guarantee of weight loss. You will start seeing a difference in your inches, but thinking of yoga only for weight loss is a myth. That's wrong. It's a way bigger thing than that, just taking it for weight loss. And people started teaching like things like power yoga, because power yoga se patle hote hain. All of this is fad. It's diet which leads to weight loss, and your exercises will definitely help in toning and helping in boosting your metabolism. And yoga asan will work on your metabolism through your endocrine system, and it will balance your hormones. And once your hormones are balanced, the mood swings will go. You will not get stressed, you will not get anxious. तो मन की शांति होगी. तब मन की शांति होगी तो अपने आप कंट्रोल्ड ईटिंग करोगे, इमोशनल ईटिंग नहीं करोगे, and you will get the result.
Right.
But it is slow process. People are always in a hurry to lose weight and get results.
Right. And recently we have seen that one of the like people who look really fit,
And
who are
thin.
so-called have a good physique, but even they are getting heart attacks,
Yes.
and even fitness influencers are dying at the age of 30, 35. Why is that happening?
So this is a question which also comes a lot from my students. I think we all are running. Everybody is running. We all are running to look like somebody else. We want to look like somebody else. And I'm sorry, but there are a lot of celebrities who are pushing a lot of newly mothers to lose weight in 2 months and 3 months and get back to that shape that they were in pre-pregnancy. And this excessive cardiovascular exercises, this excessive strength training, when you lose balance in fitness, in any form of fitness, you put a lot of pressure on your cardiorespiratory system. And when the pressure is there on cardiorespiratory system, I think anything can happen.
Yeah.
Even stroke is quite possible. If you are constantly overexerting yourself with workout, thinking that no, I don't want to gain weight, I want to lose weight constantly, and the pressure which people have created on themselves by following celebrities. They have a team of trainers, they have a team of nutritionists, they get paid for the way they look. Why do we compare our bodies, our lives with them, and then creating a stress? That's where the problem comes, that's where the stress comes, and then they start running towards cardiovascular or excessive strength, and you get such news.
And इसी का एक बिल्कुल opposite version है that in the name of self-love, people are following bad habits.
That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. So again, I mentioned balance. Everything is good in balance. So I am not against body positivity. I'm not against it. I totally believe and I totally say that, it's okay to be healthy, to look healthy, to be a plus person, plus size person. And still, if you're able to follow that healthy regime, that routine, I'm nothing against that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But in the name of body positivity, if you are promoting eating junk, if you are promoting brands who are creating junk food or too much of things which have a lot of preservatives, that is wrong. And you'll actually promote laziness in youngsters, that it's okay, I am just the way I am.
Yeah.
That's also not good. So balance, there has to be a balance in everything.
Okay. And also I think हमारे parents की generation में ये word इतना ज़्यादा common नहीं था, mental health, depression. But आज के time पे I think जो बच्चे हैं, I think teenagers भी हैं who have all the facilities, they are going to school, they have phones and everything, and they are very advanced as compared to us. उनमें से भी कई लोग होते हैं कि छोटी सी टेंशन आई, oh I am feeling depressed, oh I have mental stress.
Right.
What is your take on mental health in today's age?
So as a therapist, you rightly said, I actually meet a lot of teenagers on mental health problems. So the word depressed is badly used on social media. Depression is a clinical term when you use it for someone, and it happens because of certain imbalances in chemical reactions in your brain, which majorly happens due to lack of oxygen supply in the brain.
Okay.
Right? So it starts with small symptoms like anxiety. It starts with small symptoms like anxiety and there are many catalysts like lack of sleep is a catalyst, over use of alcohol is a catalyst, overuse of smoke and drugs is a catalyst,
Addiction.
addiction, all of these are catalysts, right? Even addiction of good food,
Okay.
it also acts as a catalyst.
Okay.
Right? In many countries abroad, before you take up any diet plan, you are advised to meet a psychologist to see if you are mentally ready to follow a regime or not.
Oh.
Yes. So, yes, to follow any diet plan, to follow the path of weight loss, also, you need to be very mentally balanced and calm and happy. But the word depression is so common these days because of lack of knowledge. Right? There's a lot of avidya, there's a lot of ignorance that people are not aware what exactly depression is. Sometimes some people say that oh ये depression तो बड़ा ही भारी भरकम expensive word है, ये सिर्फ अमीरों को ही होता है, right? And किसी को भी हो सकता है depression. इसमें कोई अमीर गरीब की बात नहीं है, डिप्रेशन किसी को भी हो सकता है. बट कॉलिंग ग्रीफ एज अ डिप्रेशन इज रॉन्ग. Calling like a small example, if you've lost some object, like I got a call from a student, one of her cars got stolen and she said, I am feeling very depressed because my car got stolen. So depressed is now being replaced with feeling low or feeling sad. That is wrong, right? So depression is a very vast term again, and there are so many types of depression. We can't just term that. And teenagers these days are exposed to so much of social media, OTT platforms. There's so much of unfiltered programs that are coming. It's okay. When it comes about education, educate them. They must be knowing about the right and wrong. And parents also find it difficult to communicate with them. All they need to know is what is right and what is wrong when it comes to mental health.
Yeah.
And I can't just blame social media completely. It's a lot about very careful and mindful parenting.
Yeah. Right. So social media, coming from social media. So I feel that social media is a very powerful tool.
Yes.
To say what you
Yes,
believe in.
Absolutely.
For you have been teaching yoga from such a long time. मेरा तो बहुत ही hybrid था. It was work from home only for me when I started teaching yoga. So how has been your transition from a studio to going online, then again running up a studio? Have the people's mindset changed about their health, fitness, or are people, happier taking offline classes, or they want to take online classes? Like from also from a business perspective, how it has grown or changed?
Right. So when I started teaching in my studio, it was 2013. Before that, I used to teach as a freelancer at different hotels or sports complexes. Recently, in the last 10 years, the concept of studio became really popular.
Yeah.
And people started getting good results by joining yoga classes. So everybody used to think like yoga तो पार्क में ही होती है. योगा का मतलब फ्री वाली योगा जो पार्क में होती है. बट उस टाइम पे जो पार्क में फ्री में योगा सिखा रहे थे तो वो उतना पढ़ाई पे ध्यान नहीं देते थे. उन्होंने एक दो महीने के कोर्स कर लिए और yoga सिखाना शुरू कर दिया.
Right.
But when the concept of yoga studios came a decade back, things became more organized, things became more good in terms of helping people get rid of their pains and issues and injuries से भी बच जाते थे. But COVID के टाइम हमने एक drastic change देखा. At that time we were running 2 branches, one here and one at Agrawal City Mall. And it was like one of our dream projects to open up a studio outside, and we were doing pretty good. But then suddenly COVID happened and we had to shut off the studios and switched completely to online. I was not even sure that it will work. So I started with Instagram live sessions to see how well it can go. Yeah. But my students got really happy that if ma'am starts something on Zoom, our kids are studying on Zoom with their schools, why can't ma'am start something? Yeah. And then we started getting queries and I was so happy. I worked for 2 years, I worked online. Yeah. It was so convenient, it was safe, and we were able to do really well. And I was able to pay off my rental for the second branch that we opened just because of online. So yes, convenience, it has given us a lot of convenience and I'm so grateful for technology for that. After things got normal, after 2021 September October, when it was the time to open up the studio again. So it was a challenge for me, yes, because there were a lot of questions that I don't know if people would be willing to come back to studio. They're too accustomed to staying at home, just opening their laptop and starting yoga. They don't need to drive and come. But the moment I announced at the end of 2021 that I am bringing the studio back, all of my students were very happy that finally we'll get to feel the real deal.
Yeah.
Offline and online. There's no personal touch, no human touch. So they felt really alive when they came back. And we started with 2 batches, then 3 batches, and now we have 6 batches. And slowly things started changing because people enjoyed offline more. Now, those who are unable to travel, they definitely opt for online, and we understand that. But if it's in their reach, they always try offline. And they actually compared the online classes with the offline classes.
Yeah.
And they said, ma'am, this is so good, this is so real, I'm able to do it so well, you're able to correct my posture very well. With online, it took a lot of time, lot of understanding, and we used to keep checking everybody's posture. So offline is any day better than online. But if you have limited number of students and dedicated students, I think online is an amazing way to go for.
And it has also opened doors to new worlds, you know.
Absolutely.
I have students from Mumbai, from Pune, from US,
Yes.
from Amsterdam.
Yes.
And it is only possible because
Absolutely, absolutely. So for those 2 years, I took classes at a place in California online, and along with that, now my students are in Germany, Italy. So it feels really great. World has become very small. You can teach them.
Yeah.
So, and plus it has given opportunity to a lot of upcoming yoga teachers to start teaching.
Yeah, right. So you not only teach, you know, yoga to common people, but you also take courses.
Yes.
Like I did my 200 hours TTC from you only. What is that experience like? What is the difference between, you know, taking regular sessions and taking teachers training courses?
Right. So I think teaching is my passion, and I love sharing knowledge. I love spreading knowledge. I love sharing what I experience, and I love telling people कि मेरे से ये गलती हुई थी, तुम ये मत करना. मैंने ये किया तो मेरे लिए बहुत अच्छा रहा, तुम ये ट्राई ज़रूर करना. So I feel that जब मैं पढ़ाती हूँ, so एक अलग ही एनर्जी आती है, and I feel that I am not teaching. I sit like a medium, and someone like I consider Sai Baba as my guru. I pray to him and I request him that please you take on the teaching, and I am just a medium.
Yeah.
And this is my purpose. I'm living my purpose, and I have to help people by giving them knowledge as a medium, as a instrument. And then we start teaching them postures. But my favorite topics are philosophy. When we start teaching philosophy, that's like I'm teaching myself again, like I'm learning again. With every TTC batch, I learn again. Every time I learn again. So I love becoming a student again with my students.
Wow.
And my students teach me so much of patience, so much of endurance, so much of interpersonal relationship management, and yes, a lot of introspection work.
Yeah.
I go into introspection. I understand मैंने क्या गलत बोला, क्या गलत सिखाया, क्या किया. So it keeps me really grounded.
Yeah.
That no, you are also learning with them. So
Correct.
I think any day, I love teaching classes, but imparting knowledge is my purpose of life, and I love doing that.
How great. Which is your favorite topic? With philosophy, yoga, anything?
Okay, so in yoga philosophy, my favorite topic is it has to be Kleshas.
Can you briefly explain what kleshas are? I know it's quite difficult. And
Yeah, so kleshas are something which, it's very difficult for a teacher generally to accept. But I always loved teaching kleshas and understand and accept that I'm still struggling with some of the kleshas. So there are mainly 5 kleshas. The first one being avidya, second asmita, third is rag, fourth dvesh, and fifth abhinivesh. So these panch kleshas are very integral part of yoga philosophy, and it changes you and it creates that inner conflict inside you to
Yeah.
keep it actually gives you awareness that this is where you went wrong, this is where you thought wrong. So kleshas make us very aware to our real self, to our pure self. So when it comes to avidya, when we are, you know, not aware of something or not aware of someone, we start coming to prejudices एंड वी गिव अ कंक्लूजन कि हाँ हाँ ये चीज तो ऐसी ही होगी क्योंकि हमने किसी से सुना था.
Judgment.
Judgment, yes. Recently in one of my NLP workshops, I learned that the word judge and the word judgment is considered to be really negative. Rather, we can use a positive word that's called interpretation.
Yeah, yeah.
So, interpret. So, we start coming to conclusions and interpret the conclusion without knowing a person or without knowing the situation. That is avidya.
Avidya, yeah.
And that avidya gives us अस्मिता. It मैं ही सब कुछ हूँ, मुझे सब कुछ आता है, सामने वाले को कुछ नहीं पता है, right? And it is so easy to get into asmita because we use this affirmation again and again. I am this, I am that. So me, my, I am, all of this is asmita. So it is very, very difficult to cut yourself off from this मैं मेरा ego. Yes, yes, ego. ये बहुत complicated चीज है और and पता है problem क्या है? Accept करना बहुत बड़ी चीज है.
Yeah.
And मुझे कोई शर्म नहीं आती accept करने में कि yes, there were times, sometimes they get times where I also was, a victim of the kleshas. अस्मिता स्पेशली बहुत जल्दी आती है. When you get that success, when you get that limelight, when your show start coming on TV, radio and everything, बहुत जल्दी आती है. That is the time when you need to counter check कि यार मैं तो ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाती हूँ, मैं अस्मिता पढ़ाती हूँ, मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, मेरे में खुद आ गया. That awareness is very important and I think teachers should not be ashamed of accepting it. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. We are humans.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But आप वो नॉर्मल लोअर बेस लेवल से तभी उठोगे जब आप अवेयर रहोगे कि हाँ मैंने ये गलत बोला, मैंने गलत सोचा, इससे तो अस्मिता झलकती है, राइट? एंड राग और द्वेष ना अटैचमेंट से बहुत जुड़े हुए हैं. ठीक है, द्वेष भी जहां अटैचमेंट होगी ना वहां द्वेष भी होगा, तो दे बोथ आर इंटरलिंक्ड विद ईच अदर. अगर आप किसी के साथ अटैच्ड हो ना और उसी के साथ कोई और इंसान अटैच्ड है तो आपको उस दूसरे इंसान से द्वेष फील होगा, राइट? सो सारा अटैचमेंट का क्रिएशन है व्हेन इट कम्स टू द्वेष. वो अब अटैचमेंट व्हेन यू बिकम अ पब्लिक फिगर, व्हेन यू बिकम अ सेलिब्रिटी और व्हेन यू बिकम अ वेरी रिनोन्ड पर्सन इन एनी फील्ड, सो अटैचमेंट आ जाती है नेम पे. मेरे इतने फॉलोअर्स, मुझे लाइक क्यों नहीं मिले, इंस्टा पे इतने कम लाइक हैं, यार ये रील तो किसी ने देखी ही नहीं, क्या है ये? अटैचमेंट. राइट? एंड देन किसी और की रील देखना और फील करना यार इसके तो कितने सारे व्यूज हैं, कितना बेकार सा कंटेंट है, फिर भी इतने अच्छे लाइक्स और व्यूज हैं. मतलब बस लोगों को ना शक्ल अच्छी होनी चाहिए, कपड़े अच्छे पहनने चाहिए, लाइक और कंटेंट, वो लाइक और व्यूज आ जाते हैं. तो ये क्या है? दिस इज क्लियरली राग एंड द्वेषा. You are attached to your own views and likes and then you get into dvesha of your competitor जिसको ज़्यादा मिलता है. भाई क्यों नहीं खुश रह सकते? I completely believe there is abundance of work in the universe.
True.
There is so much of abundance. जो आपके लिए destined है वो होना है.
Yeah, right.
Right? आप किसी का छीन के, किसी का लेके, किसी का ज़्यादा है उस पर नज़र लगा के कि उसके पास तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, मेरे पास क्यों नहीं है? कुछ नहीं होता यार उससे. एवरीबडी इज डेस्टिन्ड विद देयर ओन कर्मास रिटन, राइट? सो ये जो क्लेश है ना, और सबसे बुरा क्लेश आजकल जो मैं एक्सपीरियंस कर रही हूँ, लाइक आजकल नहीं, सबसे बहुत टाइम से, एवरीबडी वांट्स टू स्टे यंग फॉर एवर.
Yeah, there is nothing called aging gracefully. Like even 50-year-old want to look like 60.
Yes.
But why? You're so attached to their body.
Exactly.
And their appearance.
So that is what Abhinivesha is. Like yoga teachers doing that, promoting Abhinivesh will absolutely be wrong. Promotion of, yes, improving on your lifestyle, improving on your body, improving on your health is perfect.
Being youthful mentally.
Yes. सो लाइक योगा टीचर्स ये जो प्रमोट करते हैं ना कई बार कि एजिंग नहीं होगी, यू विल स्टे यंग फॉर एवर, एंड स्पेशली लॉट ऑफ फेशियल योगा टीचर्स टॉकिंग अबाउट आप 5 साल पीछे चले जाओगे, रिवर्स एजिंग होने लग जाएगी. देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट एज रिवर्स एजिंग, आई एम सॉरी टू से. You have to accept your body will age.
Exactly.
Right? एक 35 साल की बॉडी एक 25 साल और 20 साल की बॉडी से कंपेयर करेगी खुद को, तो वो गलत है. आप वही वर्कआउट और एक्सरसाइज करना चाहोगे जो 20 और 25 साल की लड़की कर रही है, तो वो गलत है, बायोलॉजिकली गलत है. तो आपको इंजरीज होंगी. इंजरीज नहीं होंगी तो हार्ट. अगर आपको वैसा ट्रेन करना है तो गो वेरी स्लो, ग्रेजुअल ट्रेनिंग. यू कैन डेफिनेटली रेज अप योर फिटनेस लेवल्स, बट ग्रेजुअल ट्रेनिंग. बट ये नहीं सोचना क्योंकि मैं उसकी तरह खाऊंगी, उसकी तरह एक्सरसाइज करूंगी तो उसकी तरह दिखूंगी 20-25 साल. तो वो है अभिनिवेश, राइट? एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस फियर ऑफ गेटिंग ग्रे हेयर और फियर ऑफ गेटिंग रिंकल्स ऑन द फेस, ये सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है औरतों में, इमोशनल टेंशन और स्ट्रेस की, कि भाई यंग रहना है हमेशा. यंग ना दिमाग और दिल से रहते हैं, राइट? और अपनी एजिंग को ग्रेसफुली एक्सेप्ट क्यों नहीं कर सकते? होना है भाई, एक ना एक दिन सबने जाना है, जो आया उसने जाना है, राइट? सो आर्टिफिशियल ट्रीटमेंट्स करा के, सप्लीमेंट्स जबरदस्ती खा के खुद को यंग दिखाने का तो बस वही है ना, फिर अस्मिता भी आ गया. सो ये जो क्लेशा है, ये पंच क्लेशा मेरे बहुत फेवरेट टॉपिक है, बिकॉज ये लाइफ से बहुत जुड़े हुए हैं. एंड ये बार बार मुझे वो देते रहते हैं एक रिमाइंडर कि इस चीज़ में तो मैं खुद काम कर रही हूँ और हमेशा काम करती रहूँगी. ऑलवेज बी अ लर्नर. दिस इज माई फिलोसफी. आई एम ऑलवेज अ वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस. आई डोंट बिलीव इन परफेक्शन. ना मैं परफेक्ट हूँ, ना मैं किसी से परफेक्शन एक्सपेक्ट करती हूँ. गलतियाँ होती हैं एंड वी लर्न फ्रॉम द मिस्टेक्स, राइट?
Yes. And you were talking about women and their health and how they want to look, young always. So एक जो बहुत major problem मैंने अपने students के साथ देखी है, that a lot of younger women, younger ladies, girls, they have PCOD, PCOS. Almost every second girl has it. And a lot of women who are around 50, who are going through, pre-menopause or menopause, they are extremely mentally disturbed,
and sleep
anxious,
disorders,
नींद नहीं आ रही है, entire body is full of pain.
Yes.
What is happening to women today? Like I'm talking about common women who are working, who are studying, who are taking care of their home.
I'm also dealing with such cases. I'm working on such cases. So see, खुशबू, हर चीज ना दिमाग से जुड़ी हुई है. Everything is here. And specifically, let's talk about PCOS, PCOD. Now, our body has different systems, and endocrine system is one very integral part.
Yeah.
And two major important endocrine organs are here, pineal and behind pituitary. They both are here, right? At the third eye के पीछे, pineal और pituitary. Now problem ये होता है कि जब pineal और pituitary में imbalance आता है, जब यहाँ पे हार्मोन्स के imbalance आते हैं, कैसे आता है? Because of cortisol. Now, cortisol is a stress hormone. जैसे ही cortisol release होता है due to any reason, right? Stress, you can say maybe a lot of ambitions to do something, but you're unable to do that. Stress of looking like someone, like looking thin, looking fit, or stress about work, matching your deadline, stress about earning money, stress about fame. All of these things release stress. So वो stress ना cortisol की तरह निकलता है, यहाँ से cortisol के रूप में निकलता है. एंड जब cortisol रिलीज होता है तो डोपामीन और सेरोटोनिन जो हैप्पी हार्मोन्स हैं वो निकलने बंद हो जाते हैं, वो रिलीज होने बंद हो जाते हैं. फिर उसका डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है थायराइड पे, फिर थायराइड के बाद पैनक्रियाज पे, फिर पैनक्रियाज के बाद ओवरीज पे. सो ईस्ट्रोजन और प्रोजेस्टेरोन का इम्बैलेंस हो जाता है. अब जब ये इम्बैलेंस होने लग जाता है तो सिस्ट बनने लग जाते हैं. जब सिस्ट बनने लग जाते हैं तो वो सारी प्रॉब्लम्स होने लग जाती हैं. अब जिन लोगों की ओवर थिंकिंग की प्रॉब्लम है, जल्दी स्ट्रेस लेने की प्रॉब्लम है, वो पीनियल और पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड को इम्बैलेंस करेगा ही करेगा और पीसीओएस होगा ही होगा. एंड आजकल की जो लाइफ है ना, ये जो भाग दौड़ भरी जिंदगी है, मुझे यहाँ के लिए लेट हो रहा है, मुझे जाना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है, मुझे सक्सेसफुल बनना है, मुझे स्टार्टअप सक्सेसफुल करना है, ऑल ऑफ दिस स्ट्रेस इज कॉजिंग एंजाइटी. and it is completely imbalancing your circadian rhythm also, right? Circadian rhythm, when it's a natural body rhythm that you should eat food at the right time, you should maximum eat your dinner before sunset, you should sleep on time, you should get proper rest, you should breathe. लोग सांस लेना भूल जाते हैं. लोग कोई भी छोटी छोटी आर्ग्यूमेंट में, बात में या ज्यादा सोचने में उनकी सांस छोटी हो जाती है, लेंथ उसकी छोटी हो जाती है. लाइक अगर हम बहुत काम होते हैं तो हमारी सांस लंबी होती है, और जब हम एकदम से स्ट्रेसफुल होते हैं हम रियलाइज भी नहीं करते कि हमारी लेंथ ना सांस की छोटी हो गई है, और जब वो छोटी हो जाती है तो ब्रेन में ऑक्सीजन जाता नहीं है ढंग से, फिर वही सारी प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो जाती है. सो हर चीज का रीजन ना स्ट्रेस है. अब with young generation women, why this problem is coming, Khushboo? Because comparisons on social media, looking at updates of everybody, the need to be somebody, the need to become somebody, the need to prove yourself, the need to please other people, the need to think कि हाँ मुझसे ना सब खुश रहे, right? मुझसे सब खुश रहे और मैं खुद खुश ना रहूं चाहे. जब ये हो जाता है ना, when we become from self pleaser to people pleaser, क्या ये सारी चीजें हो जाती है.
fulfilling other people's expectations.
आप किसी को खुश नहीं रख सकते, किसी को नहीं रख सकते. आप किसी के लिए कितना भी अच्छा कर लो, एक भी गलत बात अगर आपने बोल दिया, एक भी बात होगी तो आप उसके लिए बुरे हो जाते हो. दिस इज अ कड़वा सच.
ट्रू,
एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू. तो इसमें मतलब लोगों को ये समझने की जरूरत है कि मैं खुद खुश हूं ना, वो बहुत है, बाकी देखी जाएगी. तो नहीं होंगी ये प्रॉब्लम्स. प्लस लाइफस्टाइल वो तो है ही. यू हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ योर फूड, योर स्लीप, योर एक्सरसाइज. मैं ये नहीं कहती कि सिर्फ योगा करो. I promote all forms of fitness. I like strength training, I like dancing, I like dance workout, I like every form of workout. But you need to have a balance. That's it.
Right. So, one tip from you, from people who have never done yoga or meditation or anything, if they want to start their practice, what should be the first thing, first thought they should have, or what should they expect from a yoga teacher, or if they are self-practicing? Do you think they can practice on their own, or they should be doing it under a teacher's guidance?
Ideally, see, there are a lot of yoga teachers on YouTube who are teaching people who practice on their own. But I always recommend that you should practice under guidance of a teacher, either online or offline, so that your postures are corrected. Because योग को अगर आपने गलत तरीके से किया, किसी भी आसन या प्राणायाम को गलत तरीके से किया, तो उसके गलत इफेक्ट्स भी हो सकते हैं. लाइक फॉर समवन हु हैज एंजाइटी शुड नॉट डू भस्त्रिका प्राणायाम. फॉर समवन हु हैज a lot of constipation and dryness in the body should not do Kapalbhati, Shatkarm, or should not do Bhastrika as a pranayam. So ये सारी बातें ना हमें ऑनलाइन नहीं मिलेंगी. वो एक क्वालिफाइड पढ़ा लिखा एक्सपीरियंस टीचर ही बता सकता है. तो ऑनलाइन योग देख के करना थोड़ा रिस्की हो सकता है यूट्यूब से, अनलेस आपको नॉलेज है. अगर आपको बेसिक नॉलेज है, आपने बचपन से बुक्स पढ़ी हैं, समझ है, तो आप यूट्यूब को फॉलो कर भी सकते हो. राइट.
Perfect.
But expectations, I think as a beginner, आपको ये एक्सपेक्ट करना चाहिए कि मुझे योग से मन की शांति सबसे पहले मिलेगी, और जब मन की शांति मिलेगी तो तन की शांति मिलेगी, और जब तन और मन की शांति हो जाएगी तो bliss, you are always happy.
हाँ, तो ये एक मतलब अभी लोगों के लिए अंडरस्टैंड करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है. लोगों को सिर्फ फिजिकली जो दिख रहा है वही उन्हें चाहिए. दे वांट कि पहले बॉडी ठीक हो, फिर वील गो इंटरनल. बट आई थिंक योगा वर्क्स इन द ऑपोजिट
वे. yes. So I think for every exercise you need to have a very solid mind and mindfulness to do any exercise. But योग आपके माइंड को पहले ट्रेन करता है, आपके एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम को, जैसे मैंने बोला, उसको ट्रेन करता है, फिर बॉडी पे आता है. तो अगर आप सिर्फ एक्सटर्नल लुक्स के लिए, आप सिर्फ सुंदर और पतला दिखने के लिए योग कर रहे हैं, तो वो गलत है. आपको योग अंदर से सुंदर, अंदर से हील करेगा, मतलब आपके ऑर्गन्स ठीक करेगा, आपका ब्लड शुगर लेवल नॉर्मल करेगा, आपका हार्ट रेट नॉर्मल करेगा, आपके ब्रेन में जो केमिकल रिएक्शन का इम्बैलेंस होता है उसको ठीक करेगा, आपके डाइजेशन को ठीक करेगा, एसिडिटी को होने नहीं देगा, आपके इंटेस्टाइन्स को सही रखेगा, आपकी स्लीप सही रखेगा, आपके हेयर ग्रोथ को सही रखेगा, आपकी ग्रेइंग को प्रिवेंट करेगा, बट अपने टाइम से। कोई जादू नहीं होता। लाइक लोग चाहते हैं चलो योगा क्लास ज्वाइन कर लिया बस अब तो वेट लॉस हो जाएगा, जादू की छड़ी चल जाएगी और पतले हो जाएंगे, दैट इज रॉन्ग।
Yes. And apart from yoga, you are also studying psychology, modern psychology. और
Yes.
योगा एक बहुत ही ancient Indian knowledge है, Vedic knowledge है. Do you find any similarities between these two subjects, yoga and psychology?
So when I teach yoga, I got into psychology. Like I'm still studying certain topics, and I recently completed my NLP practitioner course, basic course. So one common thing that I found was that I was always drawn towards training the subconscious mind. You know, whatever we manifest in life, all those terms of law of attraction, manifestations, living your dream, all of this. So I always believed in yoga also that you live your life twice, once in mind and once in reality. And that's what I actually saw in NLP and other courses of psychology, that it's absolutely in the mind. We live our entire life in the mind and then here. So if we think what we truly want, we can get that. Like I'll give an example by one of the yoga gurus who gave in his interview recently. He said that our mind is like kalpvriksha. I think Sadhguru spoke about. So our mind is like kalpvriksha. Whatever you want, even if it's bad, even if it's fear, whatever thoughts that are going on in your head, you can manifest that. Our mind is that kalpvriksha. So this logic I found really close when I studied yoga, and when I tried to compare it with psychology and different aspects of NLP. It's absolutely mind and body. Your body will function, your body will show results when your mind tells the body, now it's time to heal. Now I'm telling you, you will get healed. You are getting healed. So the body's function starts changing. एक एक मैसेज आपके एक एक सेल तक जाता है. जब हम गुस्सा होते हैं, परेशान होते हैं, एंक्शियस होते हैं, हमारे बॉडी के हर एक सेल तक वो मैसेज जा रहा है. So this is one common thing which pulled me a lot towards psychology.
Yeah. So I think if I'm feeling happy at this time, so you mean that all the cells in my body are getting this message that I'm
Yes.
happy, and they
Yes.
are working towards making me more
happy. Absolutely.
And if I'm angry, if I'm jealous, if I'm negative, then all of these cells are working towards building that.
Yes.
So anything I think here, entire like
Manifested.
trillions of cells are working on it.
Yes, it gets manifested on your body, on the cells of your body, and later on that gets manifested to organs like endocrine and all the other organs, and then it manifests into diseases.
Yeah, this is also I think called the placebo effect, where doctors.
Absolutely placebo effect. And that's how we work with positive affirmations or mind training, mind programming. So the way you program your mind, if you program it positively, like suppose I'll give you an example. आप घर से निकल रहे हैं सुबह ऑफिस के लिए और आप ना लेट हो गए हैं 10 मिनट, तो आपका ना माइंड बड़ा यार आज तो मैं ना लेट हो गई हूँ, काम तक मैं पहुंच ही नहीं पाऊंगी टाइम पे, आज तो लेट हो गई हूँ, और आप बार बार वो ही एनर्जी डाल रहे हो कि आज मैं लेट हो गई हूँ, लेट हो गई हूँ, लेट हो गई हूँ और मैं लेट ही पहुंचूंगी. तो आपको ना भगवान भी नहीं रोक सकता लेट पहुंचने से. आपको ट्रैफिक मिलेगा, आपको हर वो सिचुएशन नेगेटिव मिलेगी जो आपको टाइम पे पहुंचने से बचाएगा. आप टाइम पे पहुंच ही नहीं पाओगे. सिमिलरली विद बॉडी. So you know what our mind क्या है? Mind is that steering wheel. Body is the vehicle, and the soul is the driver.
Yeah.
The soul instructs the mind instructs the body.
Yeah.
ये कनेक्शन अगर समझ आ गया ना तो आई थिंक कोई परेशानी नहीं होगा कभी भी.
हाँ, जैसे कई बार हम अपनी मेंटल स्ट्रेस को या अपने सैडनेस को हमेशा दूसरों पे ब्लेम करते हैं,
Yes.
लाइक आई एम सैड बिकॉज शी इज नॉट गुड टू मी, आई एम सैड बिकॉज XYZ थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग अराउंड मी, बट इट इज द रिवर्स केस, लाइक व्हाट वी आर प्रोजेक्टिंग इज कमिंग बैक टू अस.
यस, ये बहुत ही अच्छा सवाल पूछा है तुमने. एक्चुअली यही होता है ब्लेम गेम का जो गेम है. व्हेन वी स्टार्ट, ये बहुत मुश्किल प्रैक्टिस है, व्हेन वी स्टार्ट ऑब्जर्विंग फ्रॉम थिंग्स as a disassociated person, we get to know that we were getting offended. Really? Like I'll give you a scenario. Like suppose एक घर है, एक फैमिली है, उसमें मदर इन लॉ है, सिस्टर इन लॉ है, ब्रदर इन लॉ है, सब है. ठीक है, एक आर्ग्यूमेंट हो रही है और किसी एक सिस्टर इन लॉ को लाइक किसी भी लेडी को, न्यूली वेडिड को सुनाया जा रहा है, डांटा जा रहा है, बोला जा रहा है, कुछ ना कुछ बोला जा रहा है, और वो अंदर ही अंदर परेशान हो रही है, रो रही है, और शी इज़ लाइक ये सब मुझे सुनाते रहते हैं, सब मुझे बोलते रहते हैं, वो हम अंदर ही अंदर भरते जा रहे हैं. ठीक है. नाउ इट इज़ वेरी ईजी to say, but to practice it takes a lot of time. So you need to get out of that zone mentally. You need to disassociate and detach yourself from that particular situation. Step out mentally from that situation and then look as a viewer. हम ना victim बन जाते हैं, हम viewer नहीं बनते. जब हम viewer बनते हैं ना और situation को देखते हैं, तो हमें बुरा ही नहीं लगेगा ना. तो हम हंसेंगे, अच्छा मैं इस बात पे बुरा मान गई, इस बात पे बुरा मान गई, यार ये तो उनकी नेचर ही है ना, ही हैज टू बी लाइक दैट और शी हैज टू बी लाइक दैट. मैं बुरा मान रही हूँ. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, मुझे अभी भी टाइम लगता है इस चीज को प्रैक्टिस करने में, बट जिस दिन मैं करती हूँ उस दिन आई सेव माई सेल्फ, मेरी पीस बच जाती है. दिस इज प्रैक्टिस ऑफ डिसएसोसिएशन. इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, बट ट्राई करके देखना एज अ व्यूअर घर पे कि कोई भी सिचुएशन कभी भी ऐसी हो और यू आर बीइंग सब्जेक्टेड एज द फॉल्टर, तो तुम उस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकलो मेंटली एंड जस्ट ऑब्जर्व. उसके बाद कुछ बोलो, तो आप रिएक्ट नहीं करोगे, आप रिस्पॉन्ड करोगे.
व्हिच इज आई थिंक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
वेरी.
एंड आई थिंक एक गेम चेंजर हो सकता है किसी भी सिचुएशन में, नॉट जस्ट एट होम बट इवन इफ यू आर इन ऑफिस.
It happens here also, at studio also.
Really?
Yes, there have been times when we have encountered very challenging situations and challenging cases, and there have been times when it was a big challenge for me to understand and help some students, and sometimes I did realize that I was getting offended. And later on the switch happened when I observed that I became someone who took all the things personally, rather than cutting the personal judgment out and stepping out of that situation and seeing as a viewer, and understanding as an empath that person has come from another background, that person had other circumstances, that person is not well emotionally. So it's okay अगर उसने कुछ बोला, कुछ कहा, तो it's okay. उसके साथ कुछ चल रहा है, she's not okay, she came here or he came here to take my help. राइट. तो अगर मैं ही बुरा मान जाऊंगी तो मैं तो किसी की मदद ही नहीं कर पाऊंगी.
ट्रू.
तो हमें उस सिचुएशन से डिटैच और डिसएसोसिएट होकर देखने की जरूरत है. तभी हम इस तरह से हम जो बोलते हैं ना, अपने एनिमीज को अपने दोस्त बनाओ, इसी तरीके से आप अपने एनिमीज को भी अपने दोस्त बना सकते हो. ट्रस्ट में, हम एनिमीज बनाते ही तब है जब हमें लोग बुरे लगने लग जाते हैं उनकी बातों पर.
करेक्ट. And if we think that everything is happening for us, for our betterment, जिससे हम कुछ सीखें, तो हमारा ही पर्सपेक्टिव बिल्कुल अलग हो जाएगा, and people will seem nicer.
Yes, learning. So like अभी तुमने अभी और सिखाना है, आगे बहुत सिखाना है. You've been teaching since 4 years now?
Yeah.
roughly. 4 years. So sometimes you will encounter different challenging cases, challenging clients who might question you or tell you कि चलो ये क्लास एडजस्ट करो, आपने ये नहीं किया, आपने वो नहीं किया, आप ऐसे कर देते हो, आप क्लास में बीच में भूल जाते हो, आप ये साइड भूल जाते हो, आप बीच बीच फ़ोन उठा लेते हो. कई बार ऐसा हो सकता है. तो कभी भी उस चीज़ को पर्सनल लेवल पे लेके बुरा मत मानना. डिटैच योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम दैट आई ईगो and see the problem and see how you can help this person who is finding issues in every small thing. That means there is something not working right for that person. That means he needs or she needs your help, right? क्योंकि लोगों को वही दिखेगा जो वो देखना चाहते हैं.
हैं.
मैडोना ने बहुत पहले बोलती थी ये बात. You all only see what your eyes want to see. You want to see good in someone, you'll only see good in someone. You want to see bad in someone, you'll only see bad in someone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
ट्रू. सो मुझे आपसे और इतनी सारी बातें करनी है एंड हम अभी तो हमने पास्ट लाइफ रिग्रेशन पे टच भी नहीं किया बट आई थिंक फॉर पार्ट 1 वी हैव स्पोकन इनफ एंड देयर इज जस्ट वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन अ
Yes.
बिग क्वेश्चन.
Yes.
यू हैव अ लवली डॉटर,
Thank you.
द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन.
Thank you.
As adults, what do you expect from me and from people of our generation? What can we do for our next generation to make this world a better place?
Right. I think for my daughter or for the generation of her age, I worry. I worry. I worry for the environment. I worry for the pollution that we struggle with, because last year, we got to know from the doctor that if the pollution is like that, you might have to switch the city for your daughter's health, because she was constantly having adenoitis and her enlarged adenoids were troubling her a lot. And like despite of good physical activities, the pollution was troubling all her classmates. I remember all her classmates. So I think I really feel bad for the environment that we have around us for these kids. So what we as adults could do is that we can promote on planting more trees, promote on going more friendly when it comes to buying vehicles, like reduce the number of vehicles, start more pooling. And अब लाइक ये सब बातें ना बोलने में अच्छी लगती हैं, मगर जब हम रोड पे जाके देखते हैं कि एक एक बंदा एक एक गाड़ी में बैठा है और इतना फ्यूल वेस्टेज, वो फ्यूल एनवायरनमेंट में जा रहा है, और फिर अभी जो स्टबल बर्निंग का शुरू हो जाएगा अक्टूबर में. सो फॉर दीज किड्स, इमेजिन देयर लंग्स आर ऑलरेडी in such bad shape because of such pollution. So मेरा concern यही है कि एक तो environment, and दूसरा lot of people need to take the responsibility of posting content on internet. Kids are very smart, they have full access to smartphones, and we as parents have to be very vigilant to check what content is going on YouTube. So this is a message to all the youngsters out there. You need to be responsible before posting anything on Insta, on YouTube, and make sure that you are spreading the right message for the youth, the coming youth, and the kids especially, because they are so naive. They are so naive that they can catch up anything.
Yeah.
You have to be very observant while speaking in front of them, and we have to be very observant while watching TV. Right? So speak right words in front of them. They catch up very fast. Give them a nice, safe atmosphere, which is my concern. So when it comes to pollution and environment, I actually worry.
Do you think there is a solution to it? Because I think when we were kids, it was not that bad. We always, celebrated Diwali with all the patakas
Yes.
and everything. And it was never so foggy the next day. There was no smoke in the
smoke.
air. But suddenly something has changed. And from last, I think 7-8
10
years,
years.
last 10 years, it has been getting worse and worse. Do you think like in next 10 years Delhi is going to get better, or is it like better to escape Delhi?
Okay, now this is a tricky question, because escaping, and this has come to my mind many times due to health issues, not for myself, but when it comes to your children, you really get emotional and you wish to help them with a better pure air, clean air, and that's why we've seen a lot of people moving to Canada, UK, Australia for giving a better quality of life. But I trust our authorities. I have faith that things should change. Things are getting better when it comes to electric vehicles. They've banned diesel vehicles completely, which is very good. And now in the coming time, I think things will change more. People will switch to more electric vehicles, and the ban should be imposed. That's what I feel. Let's see.
Let's hope for the best. And thank you so much. How was your experience?
It was great. It was lovely talking to you, and I think these questions are so relevant in today's time. And I know you were a journalist, so you have kept really good questions, and I loved speaking on these topics. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Can you
Thank you.
please tell our subscribers to subscribe to our
Yes,
channel?
subscribers, please subscribe Khushboo's channel because she is going to interview everybody with real views and no, what should I say, no editing. सब कुछ सामने रियल और क्लियर बात है तो बिल्कुल क्लियर कट आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलेगी. प्लीज सब्सक्राइब एंड फॉलो हर चैनल.
Thank you
थैंक
so
यू.
much. Thank you so much for watching.